Hello, everybody. Sorry. Welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube and Twitch channels. Hope you guys are having a great Thursday evening. We are here to have a good, fun, long stream. I've got a bunch of stuff for you today, including question period, but not limited to question period. And yeah, it's gonna be fun. I think. Got lots, like I said, I think I've got 8-9 tabs open right now. So I'm pretty happy with that. We've got a lot to go over. So, but before we get into that, I'm just here we're just going to hang out for a few minutes. Hello, TJ. How are you? I see you over on Twitch. And yeah, I'll be back tonight after this is over, after the Just Chatting stream is over. I'll be over on Twitch just to do some Mortal Kombat because the Sento Showdown is live. The season 4 of the Sento Showdown is now live. It is cross-play this season. So PlayStation, Xbox, and PC are all participating, and it is specifically blind and low vision gamers, as it always is. And the trailer is so cool. It's one of the things I have to actually show you guys. But I've made a commitment that on top of these streams that I'm going to be doing every night. After that, I'm going to be doing an MK stream because as the only female blind person that will be taking part in this, I need to step up and play better than I have been playing in previous years. So that is what is going on in that aspect of the situation. But like I said, let's see, how many tabs do I have open actually here? We've got a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Tab open again? Why is that music on again?
It's not on anymore. I had it for the intro so there wasn't just silence.
But it's gonna be... It's okay. Let me share the screen again because chance to... Or should I be big screen and leave so you are on the big screen to make it the little screen? I almost want to do that. Talk some more. I'll do that.
Okay. So yeah, there's we've got everything to go over today. And Ryan's World, I watched Papa Meat's thing on that. That was weird and uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. The Ryan's World situation. Ryan's like 12 now. And
he looks weird.
The way Papa Meat described him was like he looks just completely strung out. Like he's been run through and he's just done. That's what Hunter said he looked like.
Yeah, pretty much.
And the parents seem like they're having way more fun with this than he is. They were talking for him the entire interview.
Oh, I watched it already. I know it's
in July
shit. So.
And the weirdest thing was that
This is not going to work. It's too much work for me to do this right now.
Okay.
Because it's in windowed mode, you don't get the whole picture. You get all the background stuff. So I'll just worry about it later.
But the weirdest part was that cartoon video that they did with the voiceovers. That was creepy.
Okay, let's take your... What if I just take yours and make it bigger?
And I think somebody in his chat said that they were divorced, and if that's true and they're still doing like...
Yeah, well, don't forget the whole, she did get arrested for shoplifting thing.
Oh, yeah. What the hell is that?
I'm about to go kill some kids that I specifically said because he's grounded.
going on?
I'm about to go murder some kids.
Alright. Let's see here. So yeah, the Ryan's World debacle was just, it was very uncomfortable to listen to that interview that Hunter had going on. I would put it up for you guys, but it's like a whole 2-hour long stream. But yeah, it's very uncomfortable. Let's just say that. If you want to check it out, it's type in The Downfall of Ryan's World on YouTube and look it up, because it's very disturbing. It's sad. Like, I feel sorry for the kid, because he was a toddler when they started this channel.
Yep. And what did everybody say? You see, don't forget, there were videos made about these people years ago. Okay? And what was... And do you remember what the parents said then? Oh, we're not exploiting him. We promise. We know we're not. There's no exploitation involved. He can do whatever he wants. He can quit anytime he wants.
Yeah. The whole thing where they're like, we care about his private life and we don't want YouTube to be his only thing. And it's like, then why is his face everywhere?
Exactly.
Why?
That's almost... I think that's good.
Why is that I really feel for that kid. Because he sounds exhausted. Like when he speaks, when they let him speak, I should say.
Yeah.
When they let him speak, he sounds
Remember, that's a 90-minute stream Hunter did.
Yeah.
But he doesn't just go over the interview, does he? Is he just going over the one video?
That's what it seemed. I got to about 45 minutes.
Okay, so it's just the one video. Yeah, he's just doing the one long interview. The recent one from like it's about 3 weeks old, that video.
Yeah.
But there's stuff that goes back a ways. Like there's stuff that goes back a ton. Like, it's amazing how much it goes back. Yeah.
It's the same. It feels like it goes hand in hand with those family vlogging channels.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just as bad. Okay, so you're on the scene. You're on live scene.
Okay.
I increased the picture a little bit more.
Yeah.
And now the stuff falls, and it'll fall into the cup below you.
Ah, okay.
So, but the cup doesn't have a top. It falls through you, and then you see everything ping pong around underneath.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, we are going to start at the very far end with YouTube's Dumbest Criminals. We're going to save the Sento Showdown thing for a little bit further. This is going to be, I think, pretty funny. So let's take a jump into YouTube's Dumbest Criminals.
Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? Come on in and sit on down, because today we're doing anything for views.
Good to be home.
Anything.
Anything? Oh,
Not
no.
anything. Just a couple things. People online, content creators specifically, will do anything for views. Anything at all. Hell.
Like, yeah, literally anything. They'll derail trains, they'll jump into people's cars, walk into people's homes.
I'm one of them. I've done a fair share of quirky things myself. There's a few people who do things without thinking about any of the repercussions that seem to follow. All of the prank videos of people going down, basically assaulting people being public nuisances.
I was just wondering, do you want to see my dick?
What the fuck? That's a new one. What? Where? How does he always find videos that that are brand new to me?
Get money all about me. Or getting your buddies together and faking a museum heist. Little bomb threat.
What?
Bomb detonation countdown successfully started.
Hey, it'll get clicks. Can you imagine the kind of algorithm push we're gonna get for faking that we're gonna blow up a museum? I got a bomb!
What kind of dumb bullshit is that? Yeah, I'm gonna fake blow up this museum. That'll really get the viral views going. Yeah! What the fuck?
For over a generation. And that's about the way
It makes it delicious.
Wait! I want to thank our great, dear, beautiful, unbelievable friends at Bad Dragon. Bad Dragon is the home to
yes.
all of your
Let's not do
Rare
this.
or views,
Bad on
all of
YouTube
these
then.
people basically committing crimes, and even some of them facing serious jail time, all for views. Why? Are views that rare? Are views the new blood diamonds? And I started thinking about all this because recently, a teenager was charged with 2 felonies for derailing a train in Nebraska for his content. For his YouTube
Yep. This idiot, the train spotting moron.
channel. Isn't that fun?
Oh,
I love
yeah.
content creators. They're special. Capital City Rail Production is a very small channel that focuses on filming train content in and around his town. Not anywhere else, just in his town, okay? 3 months ago, he posted a video on his channel titled, Most Insane Video I've Ever Taken! Video
Oh my god!
shows a train crashing into an empty train car, causing it to derail.
Okay, so this arbor just hit a defective car, apparently, and is now on the ground.
And this accident resulted in $350,000 in damages.
Cha-ching! As if you weren't trying to, cause just damage in general. You have caused financial damage too. Holy
If
shit.
you're a small boy in Nebraska filming train content, that's a lot of money. The owner of the channel claims he just so happened to witness the accident while filming, but when investigators questioned how the incident could have occurred, the YouTuber responded with,
Well, obviously a switch was turned the wrong way.
which made everybody extremely suspicious towards
Yeah, how the fuck would you know that the switch was turned the wrong way unless you did it?
that guy. Authorities later went through the surveillance video from the area and discovered his vehicle and a lone driver traveling around the area before the derailment.
Well
Which the
then.
switch box he's talking about, which is causing so much suspicion, is hidden. So it's like, how would you have known where the switch box was and how?
Yeah, there's like, unless you either work for the train yard or are a ridiculously big nerd about a train, then you wouldn't know where it was.
Would you have known that it was switched the wrong way? Which led him to be a prime suspect, probably the only suspect, and he is now awaiting trial, but he could pay a fine of $15,000 and up to 7 years in prison for each felony count that they charge him with. Reviews worth it? I don't know. It made me think, what are some of the
that's
other
not a
stupid
small
things people
amount
have been
of
sent to
prison
prison
time.
for their content? And that's what we're going to find out today in the beautiful true crime world of YouTube content creation. I don't know, throw up a thing there. Which first up on our list, we have Trevor Jacob. You might not know his name, but you know what this guy has done. Trevor Jacob is a 30-year-old American former Olympian, pilot, and YouTuber. Posted a video on November 24th, 2021 of his plane engine failing and him having to parachute out in order to survive, which is pretty crazy. On first glance, you're just like, holy shit, that's insane. Is he alive? I hope he's alive. And then you quickly realize when you see the video that this is all orchestrated and that he just jumped out of the plane and is just going to send it into a mountain. So you could say to yourself, well, no one's there or whatever. But God forbid, what if something went wrong? What if there was people I mean, like, there's so many variables of why this is so stupid and dangerous.
What if he hit the one camper?
That's what I mean, is what, or the one guy hiking. What a beautiful day.
Oh god!
Upon going viral, the video immediately raised suspicions.
Could you
Trevor claimed he was
imagine?
spreading his dead friend's ashes over the
Could you
Lotus Padres
imagine
map.
him like with that plane and there's like some random person just walking and then the plane just comes barreling down and
Well, that was actually the main concern. That's actually why you're not allowed to do it. No, that's why what he did is such a horrible crime. Because it had nothing to do with, well, it's his plane. Yeah, cool, whatever. But, like, even in Six Underground, when he did that, when they had Reynolds' character do it with with the Red Bull plane.
Yeah.
Right? That's a felony. Not just faking your death, but the fact that he when I saw this, when I first saw this footage, when it, like, this, I was one of the, it dropped right away. I saw it right when it dropped because I'm part of the airplane people, right?
Yeah.
But the weirdest part was, why does he have the fucking GoPros everywhere? Second question, why is he wearing a parachute? Well, I always fly with a parachute. No, you fucking don't. Okay? Continue.
Okay.
National Forest, but things just simply weren't adding up. The first red flag was that Trevor was already wearing a parachute at the start of the video. Don't get me wrong, I'm a paranoid flyer as well, but I doubt every pilot is just wearing a parachute bag.
No.
It is not typical for a pilot to wear a parachute unless they are going to engage in high-risk activities, such as jumping out from the plane at the get-go. If you're a skydiver, you're probably going to be wearing a little backpack. He also...
Yeah. If you plan on jumping out of the plane, that's why you wear a parachute.
Claimed in the video that he always wears a parachute on his flight, but this is a lie. There's never been a parachute backpack on him. Come on, Trevor, what the f are you thinking? He also had several GoPros attached to the plane to capture every single angle of the flight. There were a total...
That's what you do if you're not planning a stunt. You know, you just have cameras everywhere for funsies.
Total of 4 cameras, one in the cockpit, one on the tail end of the plane, as well as one on the front wing. And lastly, he had a selfie stick that he used as he was free falling from the sky. You gotta get those angles. Every person flying off just has 25 cameras on their plane.
I will say the tail angle looks pretty cool.
All of the footage looks sick.
All of the angles look cool. I bet they do. That doesn't mean it's a good thing.
Footage is amazing, but it's so funny to try to wheel it back as like, I was just spreading my dead friend's ashes, man. Like, why would you need a selfie stick for that? And then why would you need 3 GoPros? Gotta send him that MP4 to heaven, dude. I miss you, bro.
You know, his friend died.
How did his friend die?
Basically, he died falling.
He died from falling from a high... That almost feels disrespectful to the friend, if I'm being completely honest.
Doesn't it? It's like, yeah, you died falling, but here, watch. I'm gonna fake crash the plane and jump out of it, and it'll be perfectly fine. It won't. Wow, that is disrespectful.
From the plane.
Being in a plane and dumping their ashes just feels like kicking a person while they're down. But the biggest red flag was that he immediately jumped out of the plane once the engine stalled. They even train you for that. They train you for if the engine stalls, how you can land. So for him to be like, uh-oh, and then just immediately jump.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Ah!
About, which also he doesn't even say uh-oh, it looks like a Red Bull event. It looks like him just like, he's like getting ready and he's like, okay, I'm ready to jump. Jacob made no attempt to restart the engine or contact air traffic control. Many veteran pilots also noted that he could have coasted the plane to safety in an attempt to land the plane, but instead his first thought was to just abandon ship. Some people even noticed that he had a fire extinguisher.
Died free climbing in the Swiss Alps like a dumbass.
In his pants. How do we know he's just not an ultimate prepper, dude? He's like, okay, if I catch fire, I will be able to put myself out. And the whole reason why he did this entire stunt is so he could get a lot of views on his Ridge Wallet advertisement, which is...
Seriously? Oh my god, just the... And also, why would you advertise Ridge Wallet while you're dumping your friend's ashes?
Well, I want to thank today's sponsor. No, I'm just joking. Pull out a Ridge Wallet. The FAA concluded that Jacob intentionally crashed a plane in order to make a viral video, which worked as the video currently has almost 5 million views.
Holy
it's a good video. Knowing now, nobody got hurt, all that stuff. I mean, come on. In April 2022, his pilot's license was revoked for reckless operation of an aircraft and intentional misrepresentation during the investigation. Jacob lied to investigators, saying he did not know where the wreckage was. Even though in the video, he clearly gets to the wreck. I don't know where the wreck's at, okay? How did you get the footage, Jacob?
Where the wreck is. Yeah, I don't know where the wreck is, but I got the GoPro footage from all 3 cameras, but I don't know where the wreck is, I promise.
Well... And in May of 2023, Jacob pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 6 months in federal prison. That's not too bad. I mean, 6 months of your life gone, but still. But let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it does end on a happy note. Trevor Jacob did get his piloting license back.
What?
You can't fault the guy who knew how to get the fucking plane up there. But don't be surprised if a plane is hurled into your fucking house like a Japanese warplane during World War II. Next up on the list, we're gonna have a guy's name who I'm definitely gonna mispronounce, so I apologize. Kang-Hoo Ren. I wish I was more worldly.
It was a clean crash too. Oh, was it? He has it back now. Yeah, he does.
19-year-old Spanish YouTuber Kang-Hoo Ren filmed himself giving tooth...
Ren. That sounds like Kylo Ren.
More worldly. 19-year-old Spanish YouTuber Kang-Hoo Ren filmed himself giving toothpaste-filled Oreos to a homeless man as a prank in 2017. Bro,
what a dick! Oh my god! What a fucking asshole! Oh, tengo hambre. Oh. What the fuck? That's horrible. Oh, that would be so... God, I'm hungry. Oreo cookies.
Your teeth, bro. The video showed Ren replacing the cream of the Oreos with toothpaste and resealing the packaging before giving it as a snack to George L., who's the homeless man. He paid the man 20 euros and made light of the situation by saying, "This will help clean his teeth." I don't think...
Oh my Jesus Christ. Wow.
He has cleaned them since he became poor. That's a direct quote.
What?
I don't think he has cleaned them since he became poor.
This will help clean his teeth. I don't think he's cleaned them since he was poor. Holy shit.
That's a direct quote. This resulted in George vomiting after eating the cookie, so he pressed charges against Ren. He must have been scarfing down those cookies, dude. He's a homeless guy. Why wouldn't you? If somebody gave me one of those little fucking, like, gas station packs of Oreos, oh, dude, they don't stand a chance. Ren was charged with violating the moral integrity of George and endangering his health. During the court case, it was...
because there's fucking fluoride in toothpaste. You shouldn't be eating that shit.
It's revealed that Ren had previously tried to compensate George with an additional 300 euros in an attempt to avoid legal issues, but George declined the offer. Dude!
Good for you, George. Good for you. You stand on your integrity. $320 in total is not worth that shit.
I'll give you $300 more. Just calm down. He's like, no! 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 He's like, dude, it's 300 euros. Just come on. You're making a big fucking deal about this. In his defense, Mr. Ren said that the video was just a bad joke, for which he had later sought to make amends.
Yeah, that's not how you make amends, dude. How about you just not do it?
Quote says this: "I do things to mount a show. People like what is morbid." This is like some like H.H. Holmes kind of quote, whatever. People love to see the darker side of humanity. Ren was found guilty and sentenced to 15 months in prison. And additionally, he was ordered to pay 20,000 euros in compensation to the victim.
Wow, good.
Don't give fucking toothpaste-filled Oreos to a homeless guy.
No shit. As if you needed to be told that. But hey.
What a fucking win for the homeless dude, right? That sweet, sweet 20 grand, baby. Smart motherfucker. He's like 300 euros? Yeah, right, bitch. I'm in for the long haul. His YouTube...
Right? And then now you can get like an apartment and shit?
YouTube channel and other social media accounts were shut down for 5 years as a result. And he has now moved from prank videos and instead uploads Fortnite content instead. What does that say about Fortnite content creators? They're all bad people. Every person who makes Fortnite content, they're a bad person. I hate to say it, but that's just, it is what it is. Anyways, next up is Alex Choi. Alex Choi is a popular automotive YouTuber known for his extravagant car modifications and street racing videos. Ooh. And on
why does this name sound familiar to me? I don't know why, but...
July 4th, 2023, Alex posted an 11-minute video titled "Destroying a Lamborghini with Fireworks." The video was filmed on the El Mirage dry lake bed in San Bernardino County and features women in a helicopter shooting off fireworks at a Lamborghini.
Sounds awesome.
Oh,
I mean, don't get me wrong. On paper,
amazing.
this sounds sick. Some chicks with big-ass titties like, Alex Choi's YouTube channel, whatever. A helicopter involved in this? Why? It takes 1 millisecond for things to go completely haywire and to have people's entire lives ruined. Alex was arrested in June of 2024 and is now facing federal charges for causing the placement of an explosive or incendiary device on an aircraft.
Oh shit! Whoops!
Alex and his team did not receive official permission to do the stunt. Very safe, Alex. People could have died!
Good job! No permission gotten, none of that. Oh wow. Wow.
As a result of this stunt, the pilot of the helicopter lost his license with the FAA. Good. The DOJ also had evidence that Alex's team had to go to Nevada to buy the fireworks since they are illegal in California. You know, those little wildfires that are going on right now?
Yeah. Gee, I wonder why they're illegal right now, or why they're illegal in California.
So sick. Alex is like, it looks cool for the video, man. Getting trending. And Alex is facing up to 10 years in prison. That feels like a long time. Things could have gone wrong, but they didn't go wrong. You think 10 years? If someone got hurt, I'd be like, put them in, lock him up. Alex was...
Yeah, if, I mean, I think they just want to throw the book at content creators at this point. Sorry.
Was released on a $50,000 bond and is now awaiting trial. This is not the first time Alex was involved in a reckless stunt, because in 2022, during a Tesla meetup, what?
Oh, God.
Aren't all the Teslas the exact same? What the fuck? Like, listen, I have the exact same one. That's awesome. Alex was involved with an incident where someone jumped a Tesla 10 feet in the air and crashed it into 2 parked cars.
What the fuck? Hold on. What the fuck? Jesus Christ. What do you think you are, Evel Knievel?
He's such a tiny, dweeb-looking man.
It's like, you mind if I do some badass pranks for you hoes?
Alex states he was not responsible for the stunt and did not condone such reckless behavior. I happened to record it and I uploaded it because I thought it was sick, but I don't condone that behavior. So
I don't condone it. I was just there with my camera, so I figured I'd record it.
Put it up on my YouTube channel because it's a big sign. People, don't do that. Stop. Next up, we have Jay Swingler and Rommel Henry in the Ground Floor Bros.
Rommel Henry. Really? That's not a name that... Okay. All right.
GF Bros. The duo is famous for their high energy and often reckless videos.
Nothing's clickbait on this channel. This is the day where I'll probably
commit tax fraud.
Wow. Their content ranges from dangerous stunts and pranks.
To bizarre challenges.
Some of their most famous stunts includes casting themselves in Jello mold, extreme croc.
Why? What's the point? I don't understand.
Crocodile dentist, and burying themselves in cement. My claustrophobia could never. I had to do the face mask for the Dagon mask we did. I was like seriously having a panic attack. The guy's like, it's gonna be fine, don't worry. And I'm like, but
I had a cold once, and we were doing an art project where we were casting my face so I could try to do a clay version of my face, and I had a cold, and I was like, I can't do this with the plaster of Paris over my nose, doing the mold, because I can't breathe.
We're here to talk about the time they cemented Jay's head in a microwave back in 2017. I swear.
Sorry, after they did what?
The guy's like, it's gonna be fine, don't worry. And I'm like, but we're here to talk about the time they cemented Jay's head in a microwave back in 2017. I swear.
They cemented his head in a microwave. How does that even work? How?
Where there's just not a thought going through these fucking people's heads, dude. The idea on the stunt was to use the microwave as a mold for a cement cast around his head.
Nope. I don't have anything. Nope. Nope.
How was no one along the way like, what if we didn't?
Yeah.
They used breathing tubes to ensure
let's not and say we did.
that he could breathe while they filled the microwave with quick drying plaster.
The cement will hit all around my head. I can breathe perfectly fine through this.
Side note, a 16-year-old girl lost most of her hand when casting her hand in plaster because it causes a chemical reaction. It's just...
I remember, usually you stick straws up your nose while making the mold. Yeah, well, this was like my middle school and they didn't think to do that. They didn't have any on hand.
It's no bueno. And now you're going to cast your friend's head in it in a microwave. Don't worry.
But I remember the story of this is not the way. No, it's not. I remember in Little Women when Amy March was doing all sorts of different art projects, and she tried to cast her foot in plaster of Paris, and it hardened too much, and she had to try to cut her foot out of the family had to cut her foot out of the freaking mold.
He has tubes, dude. Can you breathe, man? Plaster heats up and will burn your skin. It's good stuff. Put it on your face.
Oh yeah.
As the plaster begins to set, Jay was unable to move his head, and it became harder to breathe through the air tube. So panic began to set in.
His head's not coming out. No, my head's stuck.
Oh. No, my head's stuck. You think? You fucking think, dude? It's quick dry cement. It's supposed to dry quickly.
It's so heavy. For over an hour, his friends tried various techniques to try and free him, but they were unsuccessful. So they ended up calling the fire department.
So he has a heat-up microwave stuck to his head. I know this sounds like a prank call, but he was trying to film a YouTube video.
Oh my god.
I know this sounds like a prank call, but he was trying to film a YouTube video, and he has a microwave stuck to his head with cement. Oh my god. The amount of shit 911 dispatchers must hear these days.
Unironically, this is like my hell. It took another hour for 5 firefighters and 2 paramedics to dismantle the microwave and free Jay's head. 2 hours, or probably even longer because of the setup time. Let's just say 3. 3 hours stuck. The fire department made a tweet saying, "Seriously unimpressed. Frowny face." That feels inappropriate as well.
No. I would put the frowny face if I was the fire department. I could be there, I could be putting out fires, but no, I have to extract a goddamn microwave off of some dumb YouTuber's head. No, I would put the frowny face.
Oh, we should probably tweet about this. But this is just the tip of the iceberg for Jay and Rommel. In March of 2020, they uploaded a video titled Extreme Driving Test, which featured the 2 recklessly driving, crashing into parked cars, and flipping their vehicles.
That sounds fun and totally not dangerous at all.
2 years later, they both...
And also totally not illegally damaging other people's property. Yeah, that sounds great.
Both pleaded guilty to reckless driving and were each fined $1,000. Which is just a slap on the wrist for these content creators. They haven't posted on their channel since October 2nd, 2020.
Yeah, so Jesse, these YouTubers are, they were trying to film a fucking video where one of them put his head in like a microwave with quick dry cement to make a cast of his head, and it got stuck.
22. Maybe this little thing scared them and they're just like, I'm not gonna no more, which maybe the slap on the wrist was enough. Maybe lessons learned.
Jay's now a YouTube boxer.
Jay's now a YouTube boxer? Thank God.
A YouTube boxer? Well, I guess that's better than putting your head in a microwave with cement.
YouTube boxing is awesome. Next up, we have the Stokes twins. God, they're handsome. Twin YouTubers Alan and Alex Stokes are known for their prank videos and MrBeast style challenge content. So you know they're making stuff for children. In August 2020, they were arrested after filming themselves staging a fake bank robbery in Irvine, California. This is...
Oh, yeah, because, you know, that's content that children should be watching. Fake bank robberies. Well done, children. We're Stokes twins.
This is where seriously it comes that content creators are so stupid, where they're like, what if we just went to a bank and we acted like we were robbing them? People got really scared, and at the end we could be like, just kidding, we're the Stokes twins.
Yeah, we're just joking, yo. It's a YouTube video. It's nothing bad.
Seen your content, we love your stuff. That's probably how I'll go. Sure, yeah, okay, let's do it. The prank occurred in October 2019 and involved the 2 dressing up all in black, wearing ski masks, and carrying large duffel bags as they pretended to run away after robbing a bank. That's hilarious. During the prank, they would ask bystanders for clothes and items to disguise themselves.
You know where the nearest bank is at?
Which kind?
Just like a bank where I can make like a large withdrawal. That's okay, I'll just go find out myself.
Wow, these guys are dumb.
Right.
Very dumb.
Once again, really funny. They eventually called an Uber driver as their getaway vehicle, but the driver was not in on the prank and refused to drive away.
Driver as their getaway.
Not funny. Okay, can I just take this away?
The bystanders promptly called the police, and when they arrived, they held the twins and the Uber driver at gunpoint.
Oh, fun! I'm sure the Uber driver was just tickled pink over that. You know, he had no idea it was a prank, and he's hired to drive these guys, and all of a sudden there's the cops with guns.
That's awesome. Thanks for getting the Uber driver involved. I'm sure that's going to be great for him. Definitely no trauma.
Just a prank, bro.
It's just a prank. Luckily, the situation de-escalated and the police let the driver go and issued the twins with a warning. How? With all of that, you know what I mean? Like, come on. But this...
That's it? That's all they got? That is all they got? That is infuriating.
Did not stop them. Of course it didn't. As they decided to film the prank again on the same day, right after being released from the police. Castrate these men. Do not let them reproduce. The twins were charged with false imprisonment before making a plea deal, which dropped the charges to just a misdemeanor.
You think they slipped some YouTube money?
Oh yeah, definitely. Or they probably have rich parents or some shit. During the trial, their attorney claimed the twins couldn't be guilty of the charges as they had called the non-emergency line to warn the authorities of their prank.
Yeah, no. That's not... That's like going, he's not guilty of drunk driving because he called the cops ahead of time to let them know he was driving home drunk. That's absolutely stupid. I wouldn't want to be that Uber driver either, Jesse. That's just absolutely terrifying to me.
Yeah. Oh, that's valid. Yeah, I'm planning on robbing a bank today. Okay, let's go. And they were only sentenced to 160 hours of community service and 1 year of probation. I am so mad.
Public prank that gets about 15 police officers in the area hauling butt over here because you guys are pulling off masks.
This is seriously one where I'm like, they need to spend time in a federal prison.
Absolutely. They got away with insane amounts of crime. They should be in prison for quite some time.
And they could have got that guy killed.
Exactly. The guy who threw a plane into a mountain where no one was at got 6 months in prison. The person who had somebody at gunpoint, which is much more deadly. What the f? Next up, we have the very infamous and dare say one of my favorite YouTubers, JStation. Shout out Nerd City. Jason Ethier, aka JStation, is a popular YouTuber known for his clickbait prank content.
Whoa, guys, what the hell?
And fake 3 a.m. challenges. If you haven't seen Nerd City, he did an entire expose on JStation about how he steals content, all this stuff. Nerd City, amazing channel. If you haven't seen it, go fucking check it out. That series rules. In 2020, he announced that his girlfriend, Alexia Morano.
What's up, family? Welcome back to Anything Alexia.
No.
Why does she sound like she's got something in her mouth?
No. Had been killed by a drunk driver. He's a great guy. Oh, shout out Jay
Oh
Station.
yeah, this guy. He pretended his girlfriend was dead.
He's of videos mourning her death, visiting the crash site, and even talking to her spirit with a Ouija board.
If you believe that shit.
The thing about JStation is his audience is all children. Even if something as comical or as like cartoonish as like talking to her through a Ouija board, I don't think children are that savvy enough to know that it's not real.
No, they're not. That's why Ouija boards work. That's why Ouija boards have, you know, like the kids will fall for that shit. They'll absolutely fall for that shit. We covered this when it happened. Yes, we did. I remember it now. We absolutely did. We covered this.
She wasn't
when
dead
it was going down.
This was an attempt to increase subscriber numbers by exploiting the death of his girlfriend. In a video titled, Alexia Morano, the truth about her, Jason apologized and admitted to faking her death. His plan was to eventually resurrect her and gain even more followers. This is the hell we live in on this earth, okay? In the same video, he also claimed that Alexia was in on the hoax and how she is now accusing him of assault with a weapon. So,
okay. That part I forgot about.
Oh, maybe he was predicting her death? I don't know. I don't know what JStation's mind is. She cites a specific incident where he threw an iPhone at her eye and another time where he pushed her down when she didn't do exactly what he wanted her to do. He was arrested on February 3rd, 2019, and YouTube demonetized his channel for faking his girlfriend's death and for the assault charges. That was...
Yeah, I would say for faking his girlfriend's death on the platform is probably a good reason to demonetize the channel.
That was the afterthought. They're like, we don't care if you slap her around, but you can't pretend she's dead. It's just either do it or don't. All right? YouTube policy. Thank you. And lastly, we have Mona Lisa Perez and Pedro Ruiz.
Yeah, but we didn't
and guess
know.
what,
That's
guys?
true.
It's another YouTube prank channel. I mean, are prank channels onto something or what? The couple would post harmless
No,
pranks,
they're just
challenges, and vlogs of their daily lives together, often featuring their 3-year-old daughter. But Pedro wanted to launch his YouTube career into the stratosphere with an extremely exciting and new dangerous video. The stunt was for Pedro to hold an encyclopedia to his chest and have Mona Lisa shoot him with a Desert Eagle from a foot away.
Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. I remember. She was on Dr. Phil after it happened.
People that don't know guns, a Desert Eagle is like a hand cannon.
Yes.
I mean, every gun can kill you, but a Desert Eagle is a 50 caliber gun. That's what sniper bullets are, okay?
The point of this video is I really just want to see if a 50 caliber bullet can go through a book.
Encyclopedias are
So
sick.
then stand the book up in a holder and go stand behind it and shoot the book. Why do you have to hold it up to your chest?
Babe, how many words there are out there? And quote, me and Pedro are probably going to shoot one of the most dangerous videos ever. His idea, not mine. Not wrong. That's cute. And on June 26, 2017, Pedro convinced Mona Lisa to do the stunt. And in the world's least surprising turn of events, the bullet went through the book and killed Pedro instantly. So sad. It's
You think? Like, it is sad. It's very sad. But, I mean, like, duh. Of course it killed him instantly. It's a Desert Eagle, and it's got what Hunter said. It's a hand cannon.
It's just so stupid and sad. Their 3-year-old child and around 30 onlookers watched the shooting
my
in
God.
horror. They didn't want
I didn't know the child saw it. I didn't know the kid was there. That's even worse.
watch the shooting in horror. They watched it with drool going down their face like, surely that's fine, right? The horror came after him being like, was he sleeping? Oh my God, he's dead. Oh shit. Prior to the recording, Pedro apparently tested this stunt with a different book that stopped the bullet. So they thought that they were safe. And look at this. Please hit. This looks like some Zodiac killer shit. Mona Lisa was arrested and charged with second-degree manslaughter. She was 19 years old and pregnant with their second child at the time of the shooting. She pleaded guilty to the charge and would serve a 180-day jail sentence in 10-day increments over the course of 6 years.
Well, I mean, she didn't do, like, it wasn't malicious. It wasn't, who the hell keeps calling me? Why? Oh, why is the crap?
Afterwards, she will be on probation for 10 years and is banned for life from owning a firearm, you think? Which the fucked up thing about this is that Mona Lisa, she did not want to participate in this for weeks. And Pedro was just kind of like, babe, come on, you're being a bitch. Come on, just think of
lenient. Yeah, I mean, like, she did kill somebody.
we can get our daughter when you shoot me with this Desert Eagle. I'm gonna stop with a fucking Webster's dictionary. Then after the stunt happened, after she was convinced to do it, Pedro's family blamed Mona Lisa for killing him, as if it was her fault. What would you have to gain?
Right?
She's like, she actually wanted to be the super YouTuber, not him. The stunt ultimately gave them the YouTube fame that they always wanted, but at a heavy, heavy price. There's a repeating thing going on here, and it's this. People are dumb. Extremely, extremely dumb. There's really no way to really get around it. I've been seeing it more with TikTok too. People being given the opportunity to be on a stage of any kind. It makes me think of Joshua Block, Worlds of T-shirts, whatever, on TikTok. He's a guy who is mentally unwell. He's an alcoholic, and people comment on it being on a stage of any kind. It makes me think of Joshua Block, Worlds of T-shirts, whatever, on TikTok. He's a guy who is mentally unwell. He's an alcoholic, and people comment on it being like, you should keep drinking. Basically enable this person. I would say the same way with like Chris Chan and that kind of stuff too. And it's people who are maybe the ones commenting on these kind of videos who are just like, we should just keep pushing, keep doing whatever. And those are the people who either foster this creator to do something really stupid, or they see somebody doing something stupid and they want to one-up them. It's like a vicious cycle of terrible shit. So here's what guys say to you. There's nothing wrong with making some content, dude. I love my job. This is my favorite thing I could ever do, is doing this for you right now. It's the
fun. But You don't have to do stupid shit like shoot people or shoot your significant other in the chest with a Desert Eagle. or do prank content. I don't get the prank channels. I don't get the prank channels at all. Those don't make any sense to me. Like for me, that's just, I don't like them. I find them very annoying. I can't stand pranks. They drive me nuts. Watching me ride the mop like the witch was funny. What? 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 Oh, okay. So we're now going to move on to Sunny V2's video about the TikToker who got arrested for faking her cancer.
She was diagnosed with cancer, raised $37,000, but was diagnosed with cancer, raised $37,000, but was given a heavy sentence as the cancer never existed. Born March 2003, her name is Madison Russo, and she was a University of Iowa student when she began feeling, quote, just a little bit off. She experienced sporadic fevers, some bloody stools and random nosebleeds, leading to a checkup with her university doctor. On the 10th of February 2022, at the age of only 19, Maddie was given a diagnosis she never could have predicted.
I got the call from my oncologist and they found a mass on my pancreas and I had stage 2.
This chick! Oh, okay. This chick. Okay, I remember.
Pancreatic cancer at just 19 years old.
Out of 25 different cancers, pancreatic has the lowest chance of survival.
Hold on a second, guys. I need to deal with something for a second.
However, this initial announcement video was already somewhat suspicious. She kept on looking to the left like she was reading off a script, which would be a pretty strange approach to talking about a life experience. It's her looking at her script for me. Perhaps she wrote it out to keep her words concise, but also how she was diagnosed didn't sound right.
You don't just have an oncologist. It takes weeks, months. You have to find one that specializes in the kind of cancer you have.
These red flags were clearly overlooked.
Sorry, guys.
As Maddie was featured by her local news, in which she'd stand by her original story. My phone rang and it said Iowa City Oncology. I stepped out of the classroom and took the call. They told me they had found a mass on my pancreas and that I had stage 2 pancreatic cancer. I was terrified and I definitely still am. I was in shock. I didn't think it could be true. I'm so young and I wondered how this could happen. I went through all the
Okay, hold on. I'm just going to mute real quick.
Is that better? Are we back? Yeah, okay, good.
We're back.
Yeah, we don't want... Yeah, okay. Look, just... The stupidest thing is... It's children, okay? Sorry, guys, we're dealing with parenting bullshit.
Yeah.
It's literally trying to explain to another parent that they're all idiot children. They say the dumbest shit possible. We don't care. But we're trying to be really, really nice to her because she's really nice and sweet. And she's really overwhelmed. But my God.
Yeah.
There are things that you don't need to worry about. Things like this, where they're all saying stupid shit to each other, you just go, oh, that is okay, little damaged child. Have a good day. That's all you say. You say, goodbye, little child. Goodbye. Little Superman.
Now all I can think of, he has cancer in his ass.
Now I have to find that meme to send to her.
Fucking children, man. I don't understand. I don't understand.
Story. My phone rang and it said Iowa City Oncology. I stepped out of the classroom and took the call. They told me they had found a mass on my pancreas and that I had stage 2 pancreatic cancer. I was terrified and I definitely still am. I was in shock. I didn't think it could be true. I'm so young and I wondered how this could happen. I went through all the emotions and I was pretty numb. I remember hanging up the phone and I was a mess. I was literally bawling, but somehow I ended up getting the courage to wipe away my tears and went back into class, which now when I think about it was pretty crazy. You never want to get cancer, and if you do get diagnosed, you can't choose where you get it. Of all the ones, why does it have to be this one? Again implying to everyone that she'd been given the worst cancer possible. To make matters worse, surgery was not an option as my tumor is on the tail of my pancreas, and it's very deep rooted. Doctors said that if they went in, the surgery would do more harm. There was more risk than reward, and as a result she'd instead be doing 15 rounds of oral chemotherapy along with 90 rounds of radiation. She'd document the journey as a way to help her cope, trying to act as an example that she could maintain looks and lifestyle. She'd write, round 14 of chemo ended last Friday and by Sunday night I decided to throw on my running shoes and see where they took me. Well, they took me 6 miles. I'm thinking the bags of blood I received earlier in the week fueled this one and made me speedy, although to a person with leukemia named Anna Tower, this was again very strange. She wrote, when I saw Maddie's post about her going for a run, she looked pretty. She had all her hair and was strong enough to go running. A run I was missing since my diagnosis. So
who goes for a run when your pancreas is literally like I don't understand.
I was sitting on the couch, looking at that post, and asking myself what was I doing wrong? Why was I bald, weak, and couldn't even think about walking, let alone running? Walking to the car to get to the hospital was a challenge. I was thinking I did something wrong, or maybe that I...
Yeah, you don't want to fuck around with pancreatic cancer. That is a killer. And when you're running and... like, when you're telling people you're going for a run and stuff, it's just, that's not okay. Because you're obviously not running if you've got pancreatic cancer.
Was not strong enough, passively implying Maddie's appearance was also highly suspicious. People began to ask, how do you have chemo and keep all that beautiful hair? To which she'd post the following video.
How I am keeping my hair during treatment with chemo and radiation. My mom found this. It's biotin with collagen and keratin.
Yeah, I'm sorry, biotin is not gonna help you keep your hair if you're getting radiation and chemo. It's just not happening. I'm sorry.
Claimed that she'd kept her hair by using vitamin supplements, but with comments like, I guess the biotin is stronger than the chemo, she'd adjust her claim stating it did fall out sometimes.
Oh, fuck off! Yeah, it sometimes falls out. Not all the time, though.
I was like brushing my hair and a few like pieces were like coming out as I was brushing my hair.
She'd post this photo to show she wasn't lying, but it was pretty damn obvious these were simply from a haircut. Additionally, Maddie was super tanned in every single photo, which again was weird as they don't let you tan or use self-tanners during chemo.
Nope. That's one thing I know that for sure, that they don't let you do that.
Her response, get this, was that the radiation treatment was keeping her golden brown. Maybe this radiation was also recharging her energy, as Maddie gave talks at St. Ambrose University, the SAU Generosity Night, and for the National Pancreas Foundation.
Where is she getting all the energy to do all this if she's got pancreatic cancer? Like, cancer is a debilitating illness. Even when you've caught it early, it knocks you on your ass, the treatment. So what are you, like, how is she doing this?
In the process, she'd appear on podcasts.
How would you define the term pancreatic cancer?
I'm sorry. How would you define the term pancreatic cancer? She's not a doctor.
First word that comes to mind is just ugly.
Before announcing she'd gotten a second type of cancer. It is with heartbreak and shock that I share the news that my cancer has spread to my blood and is acute lymphoblastic leukemia on top of my original diagnosis of pancreatic cancer.
I not only have pancreas cancer, I have blood cancer. I have cancer in my ass.
She'd therefore update her GoFundMe, writing Maddie's cancer has been progressively getting worse and has spread all over her body, including throughout her blood and also on her spine. She's tried everything and given it her all.
I'm glad that she survived. She says through blindingly white veneers.
Chemo, radiation, and other methods have no longer helped. As a result, donations flooded in, totaling $37,800. Maddie's close family friend Peggy Ohl, whose husband died of pancreatic cancer, also sent Maddie a whole package of support materials, including $500 in gift cards. To keep the money rolling in, Maddie befriended a fellow cancer patient named Charlie, who passed away in October 22, leading Maddie to make the following post. This just absolutely breaks my heart. Charlie and I would text each other daily, talking about all the ups and downs of both our battles with cancer, and she was seriously just a sweet, genuine soul.
Death of an actual cancer patient, is she?
We were the same age, lived within minutes of each other, and could relate to each other 100%. Sadly, it seemed Maddie's cancer was also getting worse, as she'd post a compilation showing everything she'd been through. Included were photos of her in hospital, although it would be through these that Maddie was finally exposed.
Ruh-roh.
TikToker Scrub Hacks, who worked inside a hospital, noticed Maddie's medical equipment was installed incorrectly.
What is going on with that chest port? I am not a chemo nurse, but this doesn't look like a port to me. The dressing is really screwed up with her feeding tube that's not primed. Let's go closer to her nose. Is that
I like this. I like this a lot.
Really screwed up with her feeding tube that's not primed. Let's go closer to her nose. Is that the end of the feeding tube?
One comment clarified, chemo nurse here and that ain't a port, again confirmed by a medical doctor.
You can see that the actual positioning of the port per se is not accurate. Also, the way that it's secured, the type of tape that's used, is not the same clinical tape that we would use in the hospital.
Compare Maddie.
Oh shit. We've got actual professionals weighing in here, going, nuh-uh. This is not how this is done.
His port to that of Anna Tower, and the difference is almost comical.
And I don't know if you've ever seen a cancer port. They're not usually this sloppy.
But the equipment problems didn't end there.
There's nothing in that bag. This would be where the nutrition would be. And if she was actually being fed via feeding tube, this tube would be full of this white liquid. There's nothing in that. So she would just be pumping air into her stomach.
Ooh. Which would hurt really a lot. Could you imagine just pumping straight air into your stomach? Ugh.
Photos featured the same inaccuracies.
Here's another one. No substances in the tubing. And her port is still messy. Also, do you see that right there? That little purple spot? Yeah, that's supposed to be down in her stomach.
All of which were taken not inside a hospital, but instead her own apartment. Every other photo was simply found on Google.
This is a picture she posted. That is a European outlet. This picture is from Google.
Except for some
That's funny. That's funny. It's not even... She didn't even bother to find a picture from North America. It's all just from Google. And she just grabs anything she sees. She doesn't even check. Excuse me for saying this, but is this lady stupid or something? Yes.
Other extremely shameful posts.
This picture alone should put her in jail. She took this picture, drained from chemo era. This was on her TikTok. Somebody reverse image searched it and found an actual person with cancer. She literally stole this photo.
Maddie took photos.
Holy shit. She stole somebody's actual chemo post photo?
Photos of actual cancer patients and posted them to her TikTok as if they were her own. Well, as a result, police received a report that Russo had taken money and donations from more than 439 donors, leading to a warrant to search the Bettendorf apartment of Madison Marie Russo. There, police found a brown paper bag with medical supplies, an IV pole with a feeding pump filled with cotton balls, two boxes of transparent dressing and a wig, plus a brand new 2023 Kia Sportage purchased with her GoFundMe money. Police then searched Maddie's medical records, taken from Genesis Trinity, which showed that although Russo was a patient, she was never treated for any cancers or tumors.
Any cancers. Not just no blood cancer or anything like that. No tumors at all. No cancers at all.
Police therefore froze her bank account, and Maddie was arrested. 6 months later, Maddie appeared in court, making the wild claim that she had a broken family, and faking cancer was her strategy to bring them back together.
I didn't do this for money or greed. I didn't do this for attention. I did this in an attempt to try and get my family back together.
I didn't do this for attention. I just did this for attention. That's literally what she just said. I didn't do this for attention. I did this for attention.
It didn't work, and it only got worse.
Maddie's lawyer then explained how being exposed ruined Maddie's life.
With the long dream mill, you don't mess around with cancer or any cancer patients. It's true.
At the gym, she's had people approach her and verbally accost her. She has been at the store where she's been flipped off and cursed at and yelled at.
Although those who were deceived still demanded extra punishment.
I hope Maddie Russo is held responsible. I hope Maddie Russo has to spend a great deal of time in jail. I hope Maddie Russo has to pay restitution. She preyed on my emotions and my giving nature.
The judge determined that Maddie had shown remorse.
I doubt that you will ever commit a crime like this again.
But still charged her with first-degree theft. As a result, Maddie was given a 10-year suspended prison sentence, 100 hours of community service, a $1,370 fine, and she was ordered to repay $39,000 to those who donated to her GoFundMe.
That's still very lenient. That's incredibly lenient to me. I feel like that is honestly about as lenient as the chick who killed her boyfriend and got 6 months, or basically 6 months of jail time served over 6 years. That's just a lot of, that's not okay to me. Alright, I am going to do a quick be right back, go to the bathroom, and I will return in a moment. Share the stream. And consider hitting up the streamlabs.com/blindpress/tip. Okay. We are back. Okay. So, next, we are going to learn about P. Diddy's situation. Because holy shit, we've got 120 more victims come out. We've got a whole bunch of just hey Jordan, how you doing? Yeah, we've got a whole bunch of stuff coming out. So Charlie, Moist Critical, is going to enlighten us about what everything that he's found.
That advertisement next to this article is crazy. Why do gynecologists recommend this 100% leak-proof underwear to my ma'am? Hey, to USA Today's credit, at least this isn't completely inundated with ads. There's only 4 here that I can see. Usually it's like 7 or 8. Yep, so what came out last night in the P. Diddy case is a lawyer from the Busby law firm has come forward stating that he received thousands of calls over the last 10 days, and they have verified 120 of the victims as legitimate victims, including 25 who were minors.
Yeah, out of the 3,200 calls that they've gotten. 3,200 calls. It's like just insane to me, this whole the whole shenanigans going on behind, like I can't even verbalize how insane this is.
So they have now filed a pending civil lawsuits for it, and he gave a little conference going over kind of like the gist of it. Here, this is a good like summation.
Sex lawyer Tony Busby made the revelation today.
The claims we intend to bring will include the following: violent sexual assault or rape, sexual abuse, facilitated sex with a controlled substance, false imprisonment, compelling prostitution, sexual misconduct, dissemination of video recordings, false imprisonment.
So he's going through like an entire like...
That is a long list. Even like, I hope this goes to the FBI. I really hope this goes to the FBI as well.
Platinum trophy list worth of allegations and crimes that Diddy is accused of doing, with 120 new victims. So it's a lot, obviously. It's a huge fucking chunk. Which I don't think anyone's surprised by, given the scope of Diddy and the Diddy parties and all of that.
The freak-offs, yeah. There's no way that Diddy didn't do this.
But now these are being filed. They're separate from the indictment, so this is different than what Diddy is currently in jail for. And he, the lawyer, is claiming that some of the names, like accomplices, people that engaged with it, people that knew about it and did nothing, are names that will shock people.
Shock?
Why did Nicolas Cage's son accusing him of hitting come up? Why, that's not what?
Poor Charlie. I feel better that I'm not the only one that deals with this bullshit. Like the cartoon character. Back to normal.
Investigators confirm and corroborate what we've been told are names that will shock you. These are individual cases. There are indeed other perpetrators involved. They will be revealed when that particular individual case is ready to be filed. They already know who they are.
Uh-oh.
And I'm talking here about not just the cowardly but complicit bystanders. That is, those people that we know.
What is this countdown?
This behavior occur.
Really? That's fascinating. I hate using the internet without an ad block on.
I see, and I can't use an ad block. I haven't heard of anyone that's accessible. And I don't feel like paying for an ad block, so.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Anyway, though, he goes on to say that it's more than just like the people that engaged and people that were like complicit and everything, and they have like evidence to back it up.
Cage's
This and that.
son and Charlie look like
And I can tell you,
twins.
Kevin
Oh
Hart
my
is
God,
fucking sweating.
really?
He has been videoed at a Diddy party, and I bet right now he is panicking. He has been videoed. Back it up. This and that. And I can tell you, Kevin Hart is fucking sweating.
Kevin
He has
Hart?
been videoed at a Diddy
Yeah.
party, and I bet right now he is panicking. That dude's gonna try and book like 1,000 rolls ASAP before it all comes crumbling down with Diddy here, I bet.
Yup.
But I was wondering, what
Jay-Z
names
too.
would really shock me? I just feel like everyone in Hollywood is just fundamentally evil, save for some rare exceptions.
Yeah, and you know what's gonna be the ones that shock us, Charlie, are the rare exceptions. We're gonna actually get a few rare exceptions told to us, and we're gonna be like, no way.
I don't think anyone that'll be named in this, if they're confirmed to be like a Diddy associate that like engaged with all of this degenerate, awful, illegal shit, I don't think there's any names there that would surprise me. Like maybe Bill Nye would surprise
Bill
me.
Nye?
Or like Humphrey Bogart, because he's dead. Like that would be crazy if Humphrey Bogart is in the middle of all this. But aside from that, like I don't know who else would really surprise me. Maybe like Wumpus from Discord. That would be another
Wumpus.
one that'd be pretty shocking. Keanu. Oh, Keanu Reeves would be a very shocking one.
Keanu
But I'm
Reeves,
so
yeah.
confident he wouldn't be involved here that it's not even a thought that crosses my mind. Like, he doesn't engage with any Hollywood zombies or anything, really.
Not really, no.
Brendan Fraser. That's another person, though, that also just doesn't really engage with a lot of people in Hollywood. He was even ostracized from Hollywood for a little while.
That's true.
So I just don't think he'd be involved in it either.
That's very true. He was ostracized. Let's see. I think he interviewed Diddy.
But those would be shocking. You were right. Yeah. Those were so shocking my voice just cracked. Who would be your number one pick? Like, who do I think is for sure going to be
Jay-Z,
involved
for
in
sure.
all of this? If they ever release the Diddy list? I think, obvious one, Kevin Hart. He's
Kevin
already
Hart?
been on video at a Diddy party. I think, for sure.
Sexual abuse of minors.
Busby says the victims include both men and women, and he says some of them were minors.
Oh, lovely. Oh, lovely. Some of them were minors.
Youngest victim at the time of the occurrence was 9 years old.
Oh,
We have an individual who was 14 years old.
Jesus
We have
Christ.
one who was 15. 25 of the 120 individuals who are plaintiffs in these cases were minors at the time of the acts complained of.
And he says there's evidence to prove it.
You should know that more than 55% of the victims filed reports.
good. Good for them for standing up for themselves and filing reports.
Reported this conduct to either the authorities, that is the police, or to hospitals.
Diddy is being held without.
So, we're going to see how this unfolds here, but he also mentioned in the conference they received 3,000 calls.
Yeah.
And of the 3,000 calls, they verified, like they did their due diligence, according to him, verified 120 of them as like legitimate victims. And claims that they
That's
have a
a
lot of
big
evidence to
number.
support.
That is a big number. 120 victims. That is huge.
it. So it seems like there's quite a lot of weight to that. Like, it doesn't seem like just people trying to capitalize off Diddy.
Brendan, you don't think Brendan Fraser would be involved in stuff like that? Probably not. Like Marlon Wayans said, they all left early. That's funny. That's funny. What's going on? Thank you for the follow over on Twitch.
For a payday. What it really seems like is now that this case has blown up, like the lid's been blown wide open, cat's out of the bag, everyone who has been a victim for so many decades is starting to come forward with their own accounts. Kind of like the March of the Treants against Isengard. So now they're all coming out. They're all talking about what happened, and apparently a lot of it's being verified. So, could be a pretty big deal. Do you think Bieber will talk? I think so. I think Justin Bieber is another, like, big victim in all of this.
You think?
I think he'll probably come forward.
You think? Yeah. Well, because of what's going on, like Usher and Diddy were it's already known that Usher and Diddy were involved, and Usher was who discovered Bieber, so
I don't have a crystal ball or anything to predict it, but I just feel like Hollywood did Bieber so dirty.
Yeah.
Like openly sexualizing him as a child and all of that. Like I feel like he's probably going to speak about it. Why are people saying DiCaprio? I don't know. Is DiCaprio a good friend of Diddy's? Or is he like a victim? I don't know about the DiCaprio connection to it all. I love this. Look at all these wonderful ads I get in my article. My article's somewhere in here, I'm sure. You just gotta find it. Reports suggest, including Diddy himself, required IV drips. Yeah, this is...
With all the heat on this, how many took the curtain call the way out? Good question.
All what we've known about it for a while, but where is Leo? Here we go. The last occasion they were photographed together was in 2019 when Leo, 49, attended Diddy's 50th birthday celebration.
Oh. His birthday freak
That's crazy.
Off, eh?
I clicked this link expecting it to have the photograph. What it did is it just linked me back to the same article I was reading to try and farm more ads off of me. You make me fucking sick, Irish Star. We'll see what comes from it. P. Diddy's lawyer hasn't spoke on it yet. He's still too busy fighting on the front lines about the baby oil stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll have to wait to see what Mark...
That guy is so weird. He could have gotten it from Costco. He could have bought it in bulk.
says. I'm sure Mark will dismiss it as just people like trying to pounce on Diddy for money. That's the angle I think he's going to try and claim.
Yeah.
That's just my guess based on everything I've seen from Mark, but we'll see. I know Costco responded saying they don't even sell baby oil or whatever. I saw. I don't think anyone's surprised. Mark was just fishing for any kind of logical reason.
Yeah.
Like he was doing his best. He is obligated to defend everything Diddy does.
Yep.
And has ever done.
He has to. That's his job now. So, did you know that we found video of your client standing over somebody with a knife? Well, he could have gotten that knife from anywhere. Who knows?
Like, even with that video of him beating the shit out of Cassie, Mark defends it as like, well, you need to kind of understand the context. She threw her phone at him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like it's not good. It's not good to beat women, but I mean, we need to remember.
She threw her phone.
So, like, it's Mark's job. Of course he's going to defend it. God, that LeBron meme has been around for so long, and for the first time it's actually somewhat applicable with Diddy. Oh, how will it affect his legacy? If LeBron is somehow included in these claims, and it's, like, verified, it will actually fucking tarnish his legacy.
Yeah. It will. It will absolutely tarnish his legacy. No,
actually, maybe not. Maybe not. I say that, but then I remember that basketball still celebrates Karl Malone, and he impregnated a 13-year-old.
Oh boy. Okay.
The guy is a rapist, and then they still celebrate him. So maybe it wouldn't actually. Chat, did Baba Vanga predict this? Oh, we need to check. Yeah, I didn't look at Baba Vanga's predictions to see if they lined up with this. She very well could have. I really do, again, I'll say it again. I really do think Diddy's not going to get Epsteined. I think we'll eventually know the depths of the depravity, and I think we'll know a lot of the celebrities and associates that were engaged.
No, I think Diddy's gonna spend some time in jail for this. I don't think he's going to run the same fate as Jeffrey Epstein. I think that we're gonna see. I think we're gonna see him tell us a lot of interesting things. I think we're going to find out I think we're gonna find out a lot of people did a lot of horrible shit. So we're going back over here. The Hidden Killer in Contact Sports is our next video. So that's what we're going to take our look at now. So this one's not going to be as funny, but it's still an important video.
Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Come on and sit on down because today we're talking about funny little brains. There's a little professional boxer named Ryan Garcia that's been in the news lately, and it's kind of got me thinking about something. And if you know Ryan Garcia, there's a video floating around of him breaking into his ex's house, harassing her, and basically destroying the house, everything around it.
Oh, lovely.
It doesn't feel like anything that's extremely new. I mean, he's like a pretty big controversial character talking about Bohemian Grove, the elite, all kinds of weird stuff. Just doesn't seem mentally all there, is what I would say. He's been on a downward spiral recently, and things don't seem to be getting better. He's been making irrational claims on social media and interviews about witnessing disturbing acts by powerful elites, and he got arrested for causing $15,000 worth of property damage at a Beverly Hills hotel. In some
So it sounds like he's suffering from paranoid delusions and is getting incredibly violent.
interviews, he's appeared confused or had difficulty recalling information about his career or even his personal life. He was banned for the World Boxing Council for tweets on July 4th. And finally, we had the latest events with his ex. Now, a lot of this could be, you know, people could say drugs, people could say alcohol, and even Ryan himself said that he was going to rehab for such things.
Yeah.
But I think maybe, just maybe, it made me think of this, is that Ryan could be experiencing some forms of CTE. I don't know for sure. I don't want to say for sure because CTE requires a post-mortem examination, but I've been wanting...
Yeah, that's the shitty thing, is that in order to get the diagnosis of chronic of CTE, is you have to be dead and have your brain autopsied.
To talk about CTE because I think it's fascinating and it's insane some of the cases that have come out of people actually having it. You just don't know, and especially because we didn't know CTE was even a thing until like 10 years ago, which is insane. So I just want to talk about some of the most disturbing cases found from CTE.
Who would have thought that having your brain rattled around your skull and impacted would have affected your personality?
CTE, or chronic traumatic encephalopathy, is a brain disease that develops over time as a result of repeated head trauma. Bang, 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 bang. This trauma...
Oh, Papa Meat banging his head.
Is that like a third Papa Meat video in a row?
No. But I think I might save this one.
Yeah,
for...
you're supposed to save that one for tomorrow.
Okay.
Like, you know, try not to milk everybody for, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's see. Oh!
Hold on. Break screen.
Okay.
Or live screen. Live screen. Stay put.
Okay.
Because breaking just happened from August. A huge tick. Oh, question period's still going?
Oh, are they still rendering it?
It's live still.
Wait, really?
Oral questions.
Oh, it just says oral questions.
The Honorable Leader of the Opposition.
Okay. Stream. Oh, 5 hours ago. Okay, it literally just said it was live.
Oh, okay.
Threw me off for a second there.
No,
But anyway, okay. So, just that the whole thing is like bad tattoos. Yeah, no, we don't need to have a Papa Meats night, right?
No.
You watched that already? Question period.
Adam's. I haven't watched that yet.
Yeah.
But I'm glad Adam's back.
Just wait. Okay.
No offense to the guy that was replaced him, but no. I'm sorry.
Device added to your account. Oh, you're stupid. Go away.
Oh, breaking in. Okay, that was.
Yeah, that's just me telling you.
So what did August find?
Mr. Prada? No way. Oh,
guys,
Today is not going to be a super
No.
fun topic. We've talked about
I was letting you do the mouse thing.
and
And the
social media
volume's low.
influencers in
There we
general
go.
on this channel who have been known to do some pretty crazy stuff.
Sorry
but
about not
today
seeing the
we
Twitch
might be
chat.
entering into a new category. I think this is as
There.
bad as it can
Bye.
get. Over the
Bye.
last few days, there's been a pretty serious development involving a TikToker who is known as Mr. Prada. Even if you're not on TikTok, really, there's a pretty good chance you've seen one of his videos before. He's pretty popular in that niche of TikTok videos that seems to be really big right now, where you just film something random and then you put a caption over it.
Okay. See, I don't understand that content because I obviously can't see it. So all I know is like if it's got a song on it, all I'll hear is the sound. I won't know if it's
basically
just a random
like
thing
tweeting with
a
extra
caption.
steps. I don't really get it, but they're really popular right now, have been for a while. And he was one of the bigger names involved in that kind of content, if you can call it that. But that's not why we're talking about him today. A couple of days ago, some screenshots started to make the rounds on Twitter depicting a person of interest who was involved with the murder of a Baton Rouge therapist. Pretty quickly, a lot of people started to think that these pictures resembled Mr. Prada, and rumors started to spread that he was the one who did this. And it did not take long for us to get confirmation that this person was in fact the TikToker Mr. Prada. Earlier today, as of recording this, Terrion Thomas, also known as Mr. Prada on TikTok, was arrested on suspicion of aggravated criminal
content because before we deleted our channels, that was some of our biggest viewed shit.
Yeah, that's the stupid thing. And again, I wasn't even getting stuff going, that's funny or anything like. It was just like heart shit fights.
Oh, that was horny. That was horny Indians.
Oh.
That's all those ever are. That's all that is on your Instagram too.
Oh.
damage to property, resisting an officer, and unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. Now, you might notice that missing from these charges is anything that has to do with murder. Hey guys.
Wait, what?
Cool. Now, you might notice that missing from these charges is anything that has to do with murder. Hey guys, real quick, August from the future here. I was going to upload this, and then a new development occurred where Mr. Prada has now been charged with second-degree murder.
Say what? Say what now? Second-degree murder, huh? Lovely.
They're even alleging that the murder took place
Nope, the Firebolt's cooler than the Nimbus 2001.
inside of Mr. Prada's apartment. So, yeah. Some of the stuff, I might say, in this video might not make a whole lot of sense because of that, but I was working off the information I had, okay? Just thought you should know. But things are pointing to that likely changing here pretty soon. As of right now, Mr. Prada is the #1 suspect in the case, mainly due to the nature in which he was arrested. The information we have now is that after William Abraham's body was discovered, who was the therapist that was slain in this situation, police announced that they were searching for a person of interest after a man was seen driving the therapist's stolen car.
Oh, good. So not only is this person a murder victim, but they're also a victim of theft.
Once the car was located and a traffic stop was attempted, the driver backed up into the police officer, drove off, crashed, and then fled on foot. This is when the person of interest post was made, and the following day, Mr. Prada was arrested in Dallas after an officer confirmed that he was the one who was driving the vehicle. Now, there's a lot up in the air about this case right now, and obviously, since it involves somebody who's so big on TikTok, there's a lot of speculation, lots of rumors, lots of internet detectives, with most of the talk surrounding this case being about why Mr. Prada might have done this. Now, just a quick heads up, we're going to be talking about some relatively heavy stuff here.
Oh boy. How about we wait till we find out the why instead of trying to speculate the why.
This is not going to be my typical haha, look at this dumb TikToker who did something stupid kind of TikTok video. It's a little bit more serious than that, so just keep that in mind moving forward. This is not going to be something that's fun to talk about, but I do still think that it's important because unfortunately some of the aspects of this situation are really tales as old as time. We're going to be talking about some things that most people have probably heard or been told multiple times before, but they're things that you can never really get too many reminders on on, and I think this situation is a pretty good example of that. So with that being said, let's not waste any more time. Let's begin. Please subscribe. So as I was saying, the main thing that people seem to be talking about in this situation is why exactly Mr. Prada would do this. This is a guy who is presumably making a pretty good amount of money making these TikTok videos. Young dude with his entire life ahead of him. Why is he getting tied up with the murder? Well,
that's a very good question. And how is he getting tied up with a murder? How does this work?
TikTok videos. Young dude with his entire life ahead of him. Why is he getting tied up with the murder? Well, the answer that a lot of people are pointing to is a pretty unfortunate one. William Abraham, the man who was murdered, was arrested in 2015 and accused of inappropriately touching a minor.
Could this be a retribution thing?
During a counseling session, an 11-year-old boy accused Abraham of touching him inappropriately. Now, the charges ended up being dropped because the kid ended up recounting his statements, so the case was never actually brought to trial. But people did some digging, and they found that Mr. Prada happened to be 11 years old, which has led a lot of people on the internet to believe that that is the reason that Mr. Prada is involved in this.
Are they trying to say that Mr. Prada was the 11-year-old that was hurt and that he's seeking a vengeance thing?
He was the child involved in that 2015 case. Now, I'm not here to speculate or anything, but I will say just from a human perspective, that is kind of a crazy coincidence, but there's a very real possibility that that's all it is, just a crazy coincidence.
There are a lot of people on this planet who were 11 in 2015. And I'm sure many of them were not seen by this Abraham person. And I'm pretty sure that most of them were not abused by him.
The defense attorney that represented the therapist in 2015 said that it was not Mr. Prada in the case, and the DA who handled this case said this: "While there was a probable cause for an arrest, my office had to determine if the evidence supported our burden at trial, which is proof beyond a reasonable doubt. This matter was under review by my office for approximately 2 years. After considering all available evidence, the best interest of the child, and the lack of any inculpatory statements by the arrestee, we declined to institute formal charges." Now look, for most things, I'm generally of the opinion that the justice system is a pretty sacred thing. It is far, far, far from perfect, don't get me wrong, but I feel like for the most part, when a person is found innocent of something, or if a person is found guilty of something, we as a society kind of need to respect that, otherwise shit kind of starts to fall apart.
I would agree. And if the charges were dropped, because there were no, proving statements, or the prosecutor wasn't able to bring the burden of proof, then the charges were dropped. You can't hate somebody for that.
However, I'm also of the opinion that generally the average 11-year-old has no motivation to lie about something like this, and that a kid recounting a statement is not evidence that a person is innocent. Now, I'm not saying that it's evidence that he's guilty either, but it does seem a little bit suspicious.
Yeah, why would a child recount something like that? Why would they, were they forced to recount it? Did something happen? Because kids don't usually make stuff up like that.
Now, maybe that's me being a bit hypocritical considering what I just said about the justice system, but sorry, human nature is human nature. Can't help but find that kind of weird. But, like I said, this could all just be a coincidence. I'm trying not to speculate, but I can't really not allow myself to find certain facts about the case kind of strange. But at the end of the day, the guy could have just bought a stolen car, or he could have just stolen the car. A person running from the police when they know they're driving a stolen car? Really not that hard to believe. No. There's a very real chance that he had no idea the car he was driving belonged to a dead person. I mean, generally, if you're gonna murder somebody, you're probably not gonna steal their car and drive it around afterwards. That would seem like a pretty stupid decision. If you really think about it, it kind of starts to make more sense that the guy just bought a stolen car, or stole it himself, and didn't want to get caught, and that's why he ran. However, there's another aspect of this situation that's leading a lot of people to believe that Mr. Prada might be more involved in this than just stealing a car. With this story coming out, a lot of people are looking back at the TikToks that Mr. Prada has made throughout the years with sort of a new set of eyes, and a lot of people seem to think that there were signs that something like this could have been brewing for quite some time.
Really? There were signs that he was going to kill somebody and steal their car for quite some time, were there?
One a lot of people are sort of jokingly referring to, I think, is this TikTok where he was practicing his mugshot because this year he might make somebody meet God. Without the context we have now, this video would just seem like somebody joking about kind of being on edge, having a rough year. But now that he's involved in this, you've got to look back and wonder how much of the stuff that he was saying was really a joke.
That's a good point. That, like, that's a little, let's just say that did not age well.
Which is really what I was referring to earlier when I said that stuff like this is important to talk about, even if you've heard it 100 times. You never know what's going on in a person's life. You never know what they're dealing with. Stories like this are far too common, where a person is putting out cries for help, the signs are all there, but they're the funny person, so it's taken as a joke, or there's just nobody there to step in and be like, hey, what's really going on, man? Now,
yeah, that's the scary thing. Like, you can't, not everybody is joking all the time when they say shit like that. And sometimes, like, even if you don't usually talk to that person, sometimes it's a good idea to reach out and be like, hey, dude, you good? What's up?
Oh, let me be very clear here, okay? Please do not take me saying this as me saying that you should try and take it upon yourself to try and save social media influencers when you think they're reaching out for help. Like, seriously? Please do not do that. Parasocial relationships are real. You do not know these people. It's not your job to save somebody that you've never met.
No. It isn't your job to do that. It is not every time you see something like that, it is not your job to, what's wrong?
This is more of just like a general thing when it comes to your friends and family. Yes. When the signs are there, don't just ignore them because your friend has always said stuff like this, or your brother has always joked in this manner, or anything like that. If the signs are there, if a person that you know is saying stuff that's concerning you, just reach out. The power that a single conversation...
Reach out and be like, hey dude, you don't seem right. Like, that's not your usual joke.
That you know is saying stuff that's concerning you, just reach out. The power that a single conversation, a single text can hold with a person is insane. Now, let me also be clear here. It's not your job or your responsibility to be looking out for another person's mental health constantly. I feel like a lot of people end up getting sucked into that, and that just does way more harm than good. At the end of the day, people are responsible for their own actions, and while that might be kinda hard for some people to hear, that's just the truth. You can't save a person who doesn't want saving, and you shouldn't be trying to. I'm not saying that you need to make it your life goal to go and save everybody you're connected to. That's not what this is. There's no guilt to be had in not reaching out. There's no guilt to be had in not knowing what was going on in somebody's head. If somebody goes out and does something drastic like this, unless you directly had a hand in making it happen, it's
on them. It's not on you. If they hurt somebody or themselves because of something that they're feeling or thinking, like, it's not on you.
Not your fault. All I'm saying here is that if there's somebody that you care about and they're doing some stuff that's concerning you, there's no harm in reaching out. But there is genuine harm in thinking that it's your responsibility to save another person. That you have to go in, you have to fix everything. That somehow if something goes wrong, if something tragic happens, it falls onto you. It's your fault. I know it might sound like I'm kind of going back and forth, and I'm not trying to be contradictory, but there's a fine line between being a friend who is trying to do the right thing and being a person who is putting themselves into a role or a position that they do not belong in. Now,
that's true. It's a very difficult balance to find the line between helpful friend and person who is overdoing it for themselves. And the person they're trying to help.
I'm bringing all this up in the context of this situation for two reasons. One, because like I was saying, the power that a text or a conversation can hold can really be something pretty incredible. But also, if the power isn't there, that's okay. If you go through the videos that Mr. Prada has uploaded or the ones that were re-uploaded, I don't even know if his actual original account is still on TikTok, you'll see a lot of comments of people saying like, we should have seen the signs, somebody should have done something, and that's just not productive.
Saying, woulda, shoulda, coulda, somebody should have done this. you know, oh, so-and-so should have seen that coming. There's no, like,
reality
there's no
of the
way
situation is that
to do
we
that.
don't know what happened behind the scenes. There very well could have been friends and family reaching out. There may have not been. But speculating and trying to blame yourself for something you had no part of is pointless. But I feel like I've sort of made my point on that note. As of right now, what we've gone over is really all the information this case has to offer so far. I'm pretty curious to see what ends up coming out of this. Obviously, I hope that the guy is not involved in this. I hope that it's all just sort of a crazy misunderstanding. It'd be sad to see somebody throw their life away at 20.
That would be very good if this was a misunderstanding. But because he's young. He's only in his 20s, so that would be very disheartening if he did this and was like, if there was nothing else. So I'm kind of flabbergasted by this. I'm kind of flabbergasted by what we just listened to. Because it's kind of shocking. I do hope that everything turns out okay and that this is a misunderstanding, but knowing 2024 and the state of YouTubers, that it's not going to be as cut and dry as this is a misunderstanding. Because this is going to get really bad. Alright, I want to show you guys the announcement for what I'm going to be competing in the end of October, and then we're going to switch to question period. And what's really cool about this is the voiceover they got for the trailer. I'm going to see, I'm going to let it play.
Words appear.
It's much more than a blade.
Words appear.
It's much more than a blade. Sento. It's my family blade.
They got the Kenshi voice actor. The BFGC boys got the Kenshi voice actor to narrate the fucking trailer. This is so awesome!
Lena impales Kenshi's eyes.
It represents much more than that.
In the living forest, Kenshi takes up Sento.
In every era, in every timeline,
Blue light shines from Kenshi's eyes and bleeds out past his blindfold.
It defies limitations.
Losing your sight. I can't imagine.
If I can't stand one thing, Princess, it's pity.
There's the intro dialogue for him and Katana. This is awesome. That's really, really cool that they got the. I am so happy. Pardon? Oh.
1, 2. We have a small problem. We have a technical issue that I have noticed across the board over the last 9 videos and all the streams, including this one, which would explain a lot about view count.
What's wrong?
Your mic is completely out of sync by about a second across the board.
Okay.
That's why that comment said, "Are you AI generated?" And that's why the comment underneath brought up a delay in the audio. But what I've been noticing is I've been thrown off because anybody talking in the video overlay is perfect. Your mouth, you look like Kung Fu dubbing.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I just caught it. So I gotta figure out how to troubleshoot that shit.
Fuck.
I didn't even realize that. I thought something was up the other day, but I actually thought it was more along the lines of being a lag issue than an actual technical issue.
Oh.
And nobody has said anything until now. Maybe somebody said something and I didn't catch it, but I haven't checked Twitch to see if it's the same thing. Because if it's on Twitch as well, then it slaps. So keep doing your thing normal.
Okay.
But just be aware that you are talking like Chinese, Japanese. Like
oh,
you are.
Jesus. Oh, God. Okay. So, yeah, this is... So, okay.
I can't imagine.
If I can't stand one thing, Princess, it's pity. Blind and visually impaired players.
Kenshi's spirit runs Liu Kang through, then withdraws his sword.
This October, the premier blind FGC event returns.
Yeah, he says it. He said blind FGC. That's it. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so fucking happy. I am so happy to hear this.
Sento stabs Quan Chi.
Fight for glory and prizes.
Kenshi brutally bisects Shao.
With no barriers.
Oh, cool. They actually showcase the accessibility shit? That's awesome.
With a backflip, Smoke slices open the victim's chest with a knife. He throws a bomb, then leaps to stab down through their eye socket.
For your sake, I hope you fight like Kenshi. Yeah, I get that. A lot.
Fucking Takeda.
Takeda
this is
uppercuts
a
Tanya
great
with his
kill.
whip blade, then juggles her into a corner.
Held on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. Come together to test our might. Because it's much more than a blade.
MK11 footage.
People on!
Oh, the tech! Oh, the tech!
That was my set, by the way. I recognized the commentary. This right here.
More than a blade.
MK11
Right
footage.
here. People on!
Oh, the tech!
This Joker right here. That was my set. I remember because Rattlehead was so happy that I was teching throws. I remember he was like, yes, blind press, let's go. FTL killer!
Did breakaway on the second amplify kick. This is all Jade.
It's a community.
Finish him. Ermac's head is forced backward to watch as Sento drills down his throat. Sento withdraws to slice him open from pelvis to skull.
Fatality. Kenshi wins.
Before the full moon, a title appears.
The Sento Showdown, Season 4, October 26th and 27th. Hashtag more than a blade.
Words appear. Watch live on twitch.tv/KHRattlehead. Edited by TQT. Written by Gable Mead. Voiceover by Vic Chow. Audio description by Janissary.
That was... I cannot wait. So the 26th and the 27th is the tournament. I'm going to be making sure that I'm practicing at after these streams or the Just Chatting stream. And Rattlehead's Twitch channel, I'm going to put in, I'm going to pin Rattlehead's Twitch channel in the chats and stuff when it gets closer to the stream. But yeah, that is what I will be competing in as the only female gamer in the in the whole thing, in the whole BFGC. We don't know what the prizes are yet. They haven't been announced. They're usually pretty good though. Like last year there was a custom hitbox was one of the prizes with Braille and shit on it. I think there was cash for the first place prize, and then I think third place was a McFarlane Toys action figure, which, not bad at all for a very niche tournament. But what's really cool is that the people in the fighting games community, the Mortal Kombat community, they know about the BFGC, which is really cool. And it makes me very, very happy to actually just be part of this community. So I cannot wait to go and to represent and practice and all that stuff. I'm trying to pick my team, either Ashra Serena or Syrinx Serena. So that's going to be my Cyrax or Ashra. That's my choice. But now we've come to our longest video of the day. Our question period is upon us. And I wonder if Trudeau is still in the House of Commons today. He was there yesterday, and he stayed for the whole thing. So let's see what happens today.
Oral questions.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
And we are going to let the French part of his speech play because it is important, and he doesn't necessarily repeat it in English.
Mr. Speaker, this is the most costly centralizing government in Canadian history. This government is bad for Quebec. The government has broken the immigration system, doubled the cost of housing, and doubled the debt. That's why it's incredibly bizarre that the Bloc Québécois leader has become the worst negotiator in Canadian history.
Oh, shit! Yeah, this is... The Liberals cannot say that this is a strategy between the Conservatives and the Bloc if Poilievre's going to talk like this.
The Bloc Québécois leader decided to vote 2 more times their confidence in this government to keep them in power without gaining a thing.
Yeah, that's true. They haven't gotten anything solid yet. They're still, we're in talks. They haven't gotten a single agreement out of the Liberal Party, but yet they keep voting confidence.
For agriculture or for seniors. Does the government wish to thank the Bloc Québécois leader for his generosity?
I'm going to ask the honourable member from Eastman, Falkirk.
Of course, he's calling out Conservative members again.
Falkirk, Eastman, Interlake, please. The Honourable Ministre des Services.
The Honourable Minister of Public Services and Procurement.
Where's Trudeau?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Conservative leader mentioned that something is bizarre. Let me tell you what's bizarre. In Canada, there are 2.4 million seniors who received their Canada Dental Care Plan. 800,000 of them are in Quebec. Several 100,000 Canadians have been able to receive dental care.
Several 100,000. The largest cities in Canada have a few million people in them, right?
Sometimes for the first time in decades. It's odd, though, because the Conservative leader says that the Canada Dental Care Plan does not exist. The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Are you saying that all seniors, that there are seniors everywhere that, didn't have dental through their jobs that they worked for years and they don't have, any sort of private health insurance? Or are you saying that many people are lacking private health insurance, or are you finally admitting that there is private health insurance? So many questions.
Parliament seems to be paralyzed because the Prime Minister goes against your judgment. The Prime Minister refuses to give evidence to the RCMP about yet another Liberal scandal.
True. And Fergus, that speaker right there, that we don't like because he's a giant pussy, has ruled that Trudeau needs to give documents to the RCMP. He's made that order.
The scandal is that top execs appointed by Liberals paid $400 million to their own businesses, which is a total of 184 conflicts of interest, according to the Auditor General. Why would the Prime Minister
say genital?
Conflicts of interest, according to the Auditor General.
The genital. I am a giant child. She said genital.
Why would the Prime Minister go against your government and refuse to provide evidence in yet another Liberal scandal? The Honourable Government House Leader.
Oh no, see, his wife has left him. So he can't be using his tongue to clean out his wife.
Mr. Speaker, what the opposition leader just said is completely false.
Oh, is it? Well, considering that your government is the arbiter of what is completely false and you guys do nothing but lie, you would know. But no, it's not. Craig Fergus has absolutely demanded Trudeau put forth these documents.
These conservatives currently are trying to do away with charter-protected rights.
Oh, we're back to this again, eh? The charter-protected rights of rich people, yes.
By using extraordinary powers. They want to take independence away from police in our society. They don't seem to understand what a dangerous precedent they are starting.
The hypocrisy that is happening in this is staggering to me right now.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Paralyzed, unable to work on the problem of doubling housing costs or 2 million people at the food bank because the government is refusing to respect your ruling to turn over evidence in the criminal investigation of the latest Liberal scandal. At issue.
Yeah, the Speaker has basically said we're not doing anything until you give me these documents. And he still hasn't given the documents.
Is that Liberal appointees directed $400 million to companies they own involving 184 conflicts of interest, according to the Auditor General. Why is the Prime Minister breaking your ruling to cover up criminal evidence in the latest Liberal scandal?
And why are you putting up with it, is what he should have said.
The Honourable Leader of the Government in the House of Commons.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Again, the Leader of the Opposition is negating to tell the whole truth.
He is negating to tell the whole truth. That's not how that word is used. You don't negate to do something. You neglect to do something. You negate. And negate is a very specific word. You dummy.
To Canadians, because what the Conservatives are doing are trying to use the extraordinary powers of this place to circumvent the judicial requirement of police to protect the charter rights of Canadians.
The charter rights of Canadians to hide money from taxpayers? I didn't know that was a charter right. What section is the right of the government to hide money from the taxpayers?
I want to believe that the Leader of the Opposition doesn't understand what he's doing, but I'm even more concerned that he does understand, and the charter rights of Canadians are not important to him.
Wow!
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Oh, please say something.
It should be no surprise that Liberals believe that white-collar criminals can hand over $400 million to their own companies, because we see the case of the dirtbag Tibor Organo, who shot a police officer in the stomach yesterday while he was out on bail after having been arrested for 24 offenses he committed while he was out on probation.
I want you to tally how many times Gould says that.
Says what? Negate?
No, the Charter of Rights references, okay?
Oh.
I want you to tally it and pay attention to what she's using. Because there's one that I caught a clip of already that pissed me right off.
Which one was that?
police officer that got shot.
The one what he just did right now.
Oh, yeah.
He's bringing up the guy who shot him in the stomach.
Yeah, now listen to her reply.
Arrested for 24
Because he was a...
Just get ready to get mad.
offenses he committed while he was out on probation. So let's get this straight. He's out on probation for many crimes. He gets arrested for violating probation, so he gets released on bail and shoots a police officer. When will this government finally accept that their hug-a-thug, catch-and-release system is putting our people at risk?
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. He's not... Hug-a-thug system. Not wrong. What's she gonna say?
The Honourable Leader of the Government in the House of Commons.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, our hearts go out to the police officer because no police officer should be hurt in the line of duty. But, Mr. Speaker, what is extremely concerning is what the Leader of the Opposition is doing in this House today, where he is trampling the charter rights of Canadians. Whether it is in this House, whether it is outside, Canadians need to be extremely alarmed about the fact that when it comes to their rights, his first instinct is to trample over them. Thank you.
So our hearts go out to this officer because no officer should be hurt. But he's trampling on rights of Canadians by holding us to account. He's trampling on our rights because he wants us to tell you, the Canadian taxpayer, where all that money went.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
I think you have a charter right to get released after 24 offenses while you're already on probation and shoot a police officer in the stomach. I'm more worried about the charter rights of the police officer who's recovering from the gunshot. This is what the police officer said. Almost everyone we arrest is out on bail. No one stays in jail where they belong. The city and the feds just don't care. It just doesn't bother them. It doesn't matter how many die and if a cop gets shot.
That's right.
What's
That's a quote from the guy that got shot.
wrong with you people? How many die and if a cop gets shot?
That's right.
What's wrong with you people?
Good question. What are you gonna say now? What dumb bullshit are you gonna say now?
I'd like to remind the Honourable Leader of the Opposition, as well as all members of Parliament, that all questions and answers should be directed through the Chair.
Mr. Speaker, what's wrong with these people?
The Honourable Minister of Justice and Attorney General.
Mr. Speaker, when the men and women in uniform in my city of Toronto or right across the country are harmed in the course of their work, they deserve our absolute respect and solidarity, which we always provide to them. In terms of decisions that are made about bail, these are important considerations. They're considerations where we've made amendments to the bail regime. What happens after amendments are made at the federal parliament is that the ball turns over to the provinces. We need to ask...
Oh my God, he's blaming the provinces? He's blaming the provinces. These are all federal crimes. These are all criminals that are committing federal felonies.
Genuine questions about who's making decisions about granting or denying bail. Provincially appointed JPs. About provincial crowns who are making decisions about whether to review bail and what kind of conditions to impose. Those are questions that need to be asked because we need...
Jesus Christ. It's not us, it's the provinces.
The Honourable Member from Brantford Brant, please, will not take the floor until he is recognised. L'Honorable Député de la Prairie.
The Honourable Member of Canadian Mr. Thousands in our society. The Honourable Member for Rosemont, who
continue to violate the human rights of persons with disabilities. Even while they're getting sued by their own accessibility commissioner, this government continues to propose an inadequate and inaccessible Canada disability benefit.
Yeah, here, have $200 a month. Oh, and we're not going to work with the provinces to stop clawbacks of federal money. Just here, take $200 a month and shut up.
This is cruel and callous. This government has received over 10,000 pieces of input through consultation, and the cabinet needs to act on it. Will the Liberals finally listen to the disability community, increase the benefit, unlock it from behind the inaccessible disability tax credit, and get it out to people now?
Oh, I knew it! I knew it would be through the tax credit. Haha, those little fuckers. Those little fuckers.
The Honourable Minister for Disability Inclusion.
Mr. Speaker, our government has done more than any other government when it comes to supporting and building a more accessible Canada. Once again, our government is stepping up, delivering a new historic support in the Canada Disability Benefit, which is going to help over 600,000 Canadians with disabilities.
Sip on after they're saying stepping up.
On their own political ambitions, Mr. Speaker, we're focused on delivering for some of the most vulnerable in our communities. And Mr. Speaker, we're on track to deliver this benefit next July.
Oh, next July. Oh, in 2020, after the fucking election. Or after, yeah, next July, eh?
The Honourable Member from Wellington, Halton Hills.
Mr. Speaker, the bad news keeps rolling in from credible financial experts. This week's Economist, quote, were Canada's 10 provinces and 3 territories an American state, they would have gone from being slightly richer than Montana, America's 9th poorest state, to being a bit worse off than Alabama, the 4th poorest. Alabama.
Holy shit.
To fix a problem, one has to admit that it exists. Will the government admit that under its policies, Canada is now poorer than Alabama, America's 4th poorest state?
That's crazy that all of Canada, all 10 provinces and 3 territories are poorer than one state.
The Honourable Minister for Digital Services.
Speaker, the Conservatives are
Digital services?
The
What?
Honourable Minister for Digital Services.
Speaker, the Conservatives are very particular about what statistics they choose to share. If they want to share, compare Canada to the U.S.
The Honourable Minister from Digital Services can start again from the top.
Mr. Speaker, the Conservatives are very careful about the statistics they choose to share. If they want to compare us to the United States, we might start with health care or dental care or farmer care or child care. But if they want to focus on the economy, they might focus on the fact that we have a lower deficit, that we have lower debt servicing costs, that we pay a lower interest rates than America does.
Okay, but our gross product, or our GDP per capita is like 19% lower.
That we have higher forecast economic growth. The unfortunate thing is because of the dangerous promises of the Leader of the Opposition, they don't want Canadians to hear about that, which is why they're promising to cancel the CBC.
The Honourable Member from Wellington.
That's awesome.
The Honourable Member from Wellington, Halton Hills.
Mr. Speaker, this data, these statistics aren't coming from Conservatives. They're coming from credible financial experts at the Financial Times of London and The Economist, 2 organizations for which the finance minister once worked, and surely the government isn't suggesting these organizations are biased.
You right? Are they gonna say those are conservative organizations?
Again, to fix a problem, one has to admit that it exists. Will the government admit that under its spending, its budgets, its plans, Canada is now poorer than Alabama, America's 4th poorest state?
The Honourable Minister for Digital Services.
Of course.
Why is he answering? Who the hell is this guy?
Mr. Speaker, what the member opposite is saying is ridiculous. The truth is...
It's ridiculous? We aren't poorer than Alabama? Oh, okay.
Is that the Leader of the Opposition offers Canadians no viable solutions. On housing, they want to add 5%.
Sit down, the Speaker's going to talk.
The Honourable...
Sit down, Minister. The Speaker's gonna talk.
Minister for Digital Services from the top, please.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker. They don't want to hear this information. I mean, the truth is the Leader of the Opposition offers no solutions for Canadians. On housing, he wants to add 5% tax on apartment construction. On affordability, doesn't support dental care, doesn't support pharmacare, doesn't support childcare. He doesn't support the tax cuts that we gave for the middle class, doesn't support the tax cuts we gave for small business, and worst of all, is he doesn't want anybody to hear about this, which is why he wants to cancel the CBC and take that away from Canadians as well.
The honourable member from Simcoe North.
Mr. Speaker, the Financial Times wrote 1 year ago, if current trends continue, Canadian living standards would continue to decline. It's been a year and it's gotten worse. This week, The Economist said that Canada is now poorer than Alabama. Will any minister over there admit that Canadian living standards are in decline?
The honourable... The Honourable Minister of Health.
Mr. Speaker, the member opposite is now the second member to admire Alabama and say that Alabama is doing better than Canada.
Nobody's admiring it, dude. We're sitting here and trying to say without saying it, how the fuck are we worse off than fucking Alabama? That's what they're trying to say.
I think Canada's the greatest nation on earth. Exactly. And I think I'm really proud of this country and what we're doing. I'm proud of our healthcare system, Mr. Speaker. And when you take a look at the Conservatives are filibustering in committee right now, a study of privatizing healthcare, no wonder they have an admiration of the American model, because they want to clear-cut our healthcare system.
Yeah, that's totally that's exactly the strategy of the Conservatives. An American healthcare system.
Oh, you talk about not acknowledging a problem. They have no solutions for the gaps that we have in care. We do. We're delivering. We're going to keep doing it.
The honourable member from Simcoe North.
Mr. Speaker, that minister wants Canadians to believe that they've never had it so good. But here's what Canadians are actually experiencing. The worst housing inflation, the worst mortgage debt, the worst consumer debt in the G7. Income per person today is lower than it was 10 years ago.
All of these things are true.
And now the OECD says Canada real GDP growth will be last among its member nations until 2060.
Jesus Christ! 2060? That is nuts. That is absolutely unacceptable.
So will they finally admit that under their leadership, Canadian living standards are declining?
He's got you there, Mark. The Honourable Minister of Health.
Mr. Speaker, nobody is denying that in every corner of the globe that there are challenges and that you can cherry pick statistics here or there. But the question is, what do you do as a country to meet the challenging moments you're in? The Conservatives...
Yeah, it's everywhere that food prices are crap. It's everywhere that the taxes are high. Yes, it's all over the globe.
This answer is to provide a slogan and no plan. I just invite people to pull back the curtain like the Wizard of Oz and just see what's back there. Not a thing. Not a single thing. In difference and in contrast, we have a plan. Since last I spoke in this House, we've gained 50,000 people in dental care. That's 800,000 people getting care on something they won't even admit exists.
You said
this is about doing
800,000 yesterday. So, what are you talking about?
Hard work of doing the right thing, Mr. Speaker.
The honourable member for Bellechasse-les-Etchemins.
Okay, I think we're gonna skip ahead a little bit.
All Canada's.
We might not do the whole question period because I don't think the leader of the opposition
but in
does the whole thing
in this
today.
House.
Oh, let's stop and see here. What our bling bling was. thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Twitch channel. Okay.
To suppressing healthcare spending. We will block Québécois.
Here's what we know so far. The Liberal Times.
Joanna Capel.
After 9 years of NDP Liberal government, taxes are up, costs are up, crime's up, time's up, and corruption is way up. Here's what we know so far. The Liberals stacked the SDTC board with their close friends. That board makes decisions as to which companies get grants worth millions in tax dollars. The Auditor General uncovered a massive scandal. These Liberal insiders funneled almost $400 million to their own companies. They got rich, taxpayers got the bill.
So, yeah,
now the government's refusing
the same stuff. I think we're going to stop the question period. Because it's basically the same. It is the same stuff over and over again. Oh, okay, where am I here? Oh, did that. All right. We have come to the 2-hour, 25-minute mark of our stream. Ow. I can't believe we covered so much in this time. There was quite an interesting list of stuff, including the Ryan's World stuff that we talked about, and the TikTokers doing stupid bullshit like faking cancer and possibly murdering somebody, and then we had Papa Meat talking about freaking which one did we do? I had 3 pulled up. No, we did the dumbest criminals. So yeah, we had so much insanity. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had fun. Because it is time for me to go and make sure that my Rugrats are sleeping and eat a snack, and then I'll be back with some MK. So I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. You're awesome people. I am glad to have some new followers over on Twitch. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I'll be back in about half an hour. Maybe 45 minutes. Call it 9:30. Alright? So I'll see you guys in a bit. Have a wonderful rest of your night, and I'll see you in